Hey guys, and welcome back to the playthrough. We're just about to talk to the shifty archaeologist guy
It was that suspect archaeologist Ubier.
with his little, whatever that is, camera or man bag.
Professor Ubier?
Yes? Who are you?
My name is Stobart. George Stobart.
Why'd you tell everyone your real name? Let's come
Do
about
you
this.
know anything about this eclipse, Professor?
Of course. It's not the reason I'm here in Quaramonte, but I'm looking forward to seeing it all the same.
Do you see this label?
Yes. It refers to a company named Condor. What of it?
I traced that company here to Quaramonte. Do you know where I can find the offices of Condor Transglobal?
The company no longer exists. They went bankrupt recently.
So
I
Dwayne was
have
telling the
proof
truth.
that you are directly involved with Condor.
I used them as shippers to transport artifacts to a gallery in Paris. Beyond that, I have no connection with the company, which, as I said, no longer exists.
Let's ask him about these dog treats.
Would you like a biscuit?
No, thank you.
You should, they're good. I can't get enough of these things.
We'll ask him more about the
What's your
eclipse.
interest in the eclipse, Professor?
Oh, it's purely a layman's curiosity. History is my subject, not astronomy. But I've been fascinated by the movements of the heavenly bodies since I was a child. I wouldn't miss a total eclipse for the world.
Does the eclipse have some special significance for you?
For me, no. For the ancient Mayans, it marks the end of the Fifth Age.
Perhaps we should be celebrating.
Ah, no. The end of each age heralds destruction on a global scale. The fifth is the final age, ending in the total destruction of the Earth.
Oh yeah, the old end of the world thing, which didn't actually happen. Let's see if he knows about this.
Can you identify this statue, Professor?
Oh yes. Tezcatlipoca, the Lord of Darkness.
A Central American god, right?
A supreme deity. Tezcatlipoca means, literally, smoking mirror. There. You see the mirror shield in his left hand? The Mayans believed he could look into the mirror and see into the hearts of men. He was the wind which came howling in the night in search of victims. And victims they gave him by the thousand.
Human sacrifices?
Men, women, children, animals, anything that bled. The steps of his temple ran red with the blood of sacrifices. The Mayans have a legend that says he'll return one day. I hope I'm not around to see it.
Okay, doke. So he knows a bit about that, and that's where the smoking mirror, the title, comes from. I'm trying to hold back on this
Have you
stuff.
ever employed a Central American butler or servant?
I've never employed any kind of servant, monsieur.
What is?
Can you tell me anything about this stone?
Where did you get that?
This is the stone my girlfriend called you about. The stone that nearly cost Nico her life.
I assure you, I don't know what you're talking about.
So maybe it were just intercepted. Well, we'll find out.
Take a look at this, Professor. What have you got to say about that?
Where did you get this?
Never mind that. How do you explain these withdrawals?
I left my financial affairs in the hands of my secretary.
Including the withdrawal of funds in cash from your personal account?
I trust Gwyneth implicitly.
And why Marseille? Why the very place my girlfriend was taken?
That's obvious, Stobart. We are both the victims of the same devious plot.
Now, what plot?
I have no idea.
Well, let's ask him about himself.
What are you doing in Caramonte, Professor?
Seeking Mayan artifacts. Central American history has been my life's work.
See what he knows about Nico.
What do you know about my girlfriend's abduction?
I don't know what you're talking about.
She was invited to your mansion in Paris.
Not by me, she wasn't. I haven't been home for nearly 7 months.
Tell me about your wife, Professor.
Please, I don't want to talk about her.
Maybe you don't, but I do. Why was she known as the Little Dachshund?
It was just a silly pet name I used to call her. Somehow some damned reporter found out.
Oh, that's it. Oh, I'll ask him about
Does
this
the
guy.
name Karzak mean anything to you?
Yes, I know him. In fact, if it wasn't for Kazakh, I wouldn't be here.
What?
He's financing my expedition.
Right, so that guy's giving him the money to go on this expedition, but it doesn't shed much light on anything else. Can we talk to Dwayne about anything else? The general?
Do you think the general was involved with Condor?
Hell no. And if he's a general, I'm a Buddhist. No, that fella's just a mouthpiece for the real power in Quaramonte.
Who's that then?
So the general is nothing but a puppet?
He's like Pinocchio before he met the Blue Ridge Fairy. Strictly strings and wood.
Who's pulling the strings?
His mother. Better known as La Presidenta, the dictator.
Alrighty then. So the president of the country or something. So I don't know if there's some way of waking him up. Don't know, can we chuck something at him? Chuck a piece of coal at that guy who's... Well, we can't seem to wake him up. But we've learned some new information now, so maybe go and see if we can talk to Nico, maybe make a plan now. Because I think that's it for interacting with people in this area. And we found out that it must have just been somebody else intercept.
There was nothing else I wanted to talk to Nico about at that time.
Alright. Alright, we'll go and talk to this guy then. Talk to Mr. Richard Branson. There must be something we can talk to one of these two about.
I wasn't going to try. I had nothing else I wanted to ask him.
Oh yeah. That's just the way out, isn't it? I thought it was
The
going
filing
to...
cabinet was probably locked.
Can we talk to him about anything else now? Here we go. We can talk to him about the map.
Do you have a map of Claramonte?
A map? I'm sorry, senor, but I don't.
What about the one on the wall?
Ah, that is an archaeological survey map, senor. Not suitable for tourists.
I'll be back.
Maybe we can talk to her now, because we need some kind of distraction so we can have a look at that map.
There was nothing else I wanted to talk to Nico about at that time.
Well, maybe not. No, I doubt there's anything in here that's going to cause a distraction. So now I've got to piece together what to do.
Senor,
Sorry, I forgot.
Well, can we learn anything off this guy? Can he tell us about a map, maybe?
I had nothing else I wanted to ask him.
Maybe not. Right, I'll go to the mining company then. Maybe that woman knows something else. Maybe, I don't know. Well, let's see if these musicians know anything else, because maybe I don't know, maybe a long shot, but maybe they can wake him up. Oh, they know something about that guy.
Tell me about the general. You know, the guy in charge around here.
We don't want to talk about him, senor.
How come? No one can hear you. Well, only that old goat.
In Quaramonte, we have a saying. Don't tell your old goat what you don't want your wife to know.
What does that mean?
I don't know.
Alright, they're being a bit cagey, eh? Well, no, I thought I'd left the conversation. Yeah, well, I doubt that guard's going to tell us anything new, but it's worth a try. I know there's something about that Ronaldo.
Nuestra Senora is la Presidenta, right?
Si, senor. The First Lady of Quaramonte.
I guess that's her picture I've seen on the posters, huh?
That's her. Quite a looker, no?
If you like big, middle-aged military women.
Si, senor. I do.
She still looks like a man. That looks like a man. No way, and she's got a cigar.
So, what has La Presidenta done for this country, apart from emasculating its music?
Take a look around you, senor. The splendid docks, the walk-in shopping mall. But most of all, she has brought prosperity.
Where?
For the first time in the history of Quaramonte, we have an export trade.
Yeah, all your artifacts, which are going to run out sooner or later. Well, there's not else from those guys. I don't see this market stall orders being any help. So I'll go up and see if I can learn anything new from that owner of the mining company, maybe. If not, I'm going to have to rack my brains.
I had nothing else to talk about.
Okay, so nothing else to talk about. What about this fellow? Has any of these got anything else to say?
There was nothing else I wanted to ask the guy.
Right, so this is great. So I got to my first point on this game where I'm a little bit stumped really now. Because I don't see any of the locals being helped. I can't talk to Nico. I'm trying talking to her outside now, maybe I have to talk to her outside.
There was nothing else I wanted to talk to Nico about at that time.
No. Right. Well, there's only that guy over there, Mr. Cabbage Man. I doubt they're going to help. So there must be some way of waking up this prisoner. And then you can concoct some kind of way of, don't know, breaking him free. But I think there's just... I seem to remember some kind of... He's gone now. Oh, now I can talk to him about this. Why can't I talk to him about
the
this?
reason you're here?
Pretty smart, George. I was supposed to make contact with him. By the time I found him, though, he was in jail. I've been trying to figure out a way to get him out since then.
Sounds good to me. Count me in.
Good man, George. All I need is a detonator.
Ah.
How come you brought a truckload of explosives but no detonator?
Call me old-fashioned, but I say packing trunks is woman's work. I left the packing to Pearl, and I can't find a darn thing. Just hope she remembered to bring my denture polish. I'd sure hate to arrive back in the States with tar on my teeth.
Right, so it seems that just wandering around did the trick.
Did you find any evidence of Condor's drug smuggling operations?
Drugs? Hell no! Condor was a cover for the illegal export of Mayan artifacts.
So who was behind Condor Transglobal?
It was registered in the name of Edan.
Did you get the guy?
I don't think he ever existed. Edan backwards spells Nady, Spanish for nobody.
Okay. So we've got our first solid our first little solid idea of what to do now. We need to get some detonators. Let's just see if we can talk to Nico really quick before we go in. So maybe you can tell her what you found out now.
There was nothing else I wanted to talk to Nico about at that time.
Alright then. Right, well, detonators we're going to get from the mining company, but I don't know if they'll just hand them to us. I don't know. We might have to figure out some way of either striking a bargain. Maybe she'll want to give them to us because it'll mean a hard time for the general, who I don't think she likes. But we'll ask her.
Do you have any kind of detonating device in stock?
Sure. They're kept in that cupboard.
I don't suppose you have one spare?
I can't simply give you a device like that, no without a damn good reason.
The general has a chart in his office, which he was discussing with Ubier.
Perhaps that chart will tell us where they're heading.
Maybe, but I can't get anywhere near it while the general and his sidekick are there.
Ah, so you're gonna let us have one then?
Hey! Stay out of that cupboard.
Well, if you give us one or not? No?
I had nothing else to talk about.
That's a bit stupid. Why don't? Ah, man, you have to talk to this guy.
I guess a mining company must use explosives, right?
Not in the accounts and ledger section, to my knowledge.
Ah. So she's sort of seeming like she was going to go along with the idea. No, she's not. We'll just try all these guys.
You know where I can find a detonator?
Sure. The cupboard behind the boss. But she won't let you have it.
I'll use my charm.
This I gotta see.
Yeah, well, we've already tried that and crashed and burned. But she seemed to be a lot
I'm
more...
looking for a detonator.
Oh my, that's dangerous. I mean, are you qualified to handle those things? I don't know how you can work with explosives. I'd be too scared of blowing myself up. That's why I work in an office. Mind you, clerical duties are not as safe as you might think. You know those things you use to remove staples? You know, staple removers?
Look, I
No, that's what they're
sympathize,
called.
but I've heard enough of this crap.
Well said, George. I was wondering where that story was going. Come on, please say something interesting.
Do you keep detonators in the office? I don't know. I'm new here. In fact, I started this morning. I don't have a clue what I'm supposed to be doing. Are you familiar with accounting software?
No.
Hell no. Me neither.
That makes two of us. Well, she seemed a lot more susceptible to Nico. It must not be hunky enough for her compared to her employees. So we'll go and get Nico, and maybe she can get us the detonator. That's what I'm thinking, anyway. That's what I'm hoping. That's the only plan I've got. Ah, here we go. Now we can talk to her.
the General while I took a look at that chart?
You're kidding. Did you see the way he was leering at me?
Yeah, you'd make a great snake charmer. Come on, 5 minutes is all I need.
Well, maybe. But it's your harebrained scheme. You do the talking.
Oh, maybe we got a different plan after all. We're gonna distract him with Nico's womanly charms. I think you still need a detonator for something though, later on. But we'll see. Alright, come on Richard. Stop planning to make Virgin Media and talk to us.
My girlfriend has a favor she wants to ask you, General.
For you, my dear, anything.
I've changed my mind.
Oh, no, you haven't. She's embarrassed about asking you for an interview, General.
An interview with me? Fabuloso!
Well, that's got him happy.
I want to write a story about you.
You hear that, Ronaldo? An exclusive glossy spread about your beloved General.
Si, Signor General.
Look after things here. I'm going back to my apartment and I don't want to be disturbed.
I'll get you for this, George Tobar.
Don't worry. If you're gone for more than a couple of hours, I'll come and get you.
A couple of hours?
Yeah, it reminds me of Zach Brannigan actually from Futurama.
No, 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 Signor. The General said nobody must see that chart.
He won't know unless you tell him.
You don't know him, Signor. He will worm it out of me as easily as he de-waxes his ear.
Okay, okay. I'd have to get rid of him.
Oh, for crying out loud, now we've got to get rid of him. Hey, what's that? Come and play with his chair.
A safe was tucked under the desk. The safe was undoubtedly locked.
Oh, where to find out, Judge? Right. So we did all that just to get the disappointing anticlimax of that guy stopping us getting the map. So the next time out we're going to be getting rid of Ronaldo next. But that's for the next video. So I'll see you guys later.